Recording in progress.
Things all right? All right, good.
Thanks, anyhow. Thanks, Joe.
Good evening and welcome to the March 10th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Secretary Pires, was the meeting posted?
It was.
Roll call, please.
Commission Chair Dakota.
Here.
Commissioner Donahue.
Here.
Commissioner Krieger.
Here.
Commissioner Howe.
Here.
Commissioner Chan.
Here.
5 present. 0th is the acceptance of the March 10th, 2022 minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I think that the minutes are almost perfect, but I would like to recommend they be approved, but where it says Chris and Kerry, we provide more information on who those 2 unnamed individuals are on page 3, halfway down.
Secretary Pires, is that something we can do?
It is.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Motion to accept the minutes by Commissioner Krieger, second by Commissioner Howe. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Number 1 on the agenda, please.
Ratification of the application by Steve Severson for a special one-day license to sell dispense wines only for the Reflections from the Road Artist Reception held last Saturday, March 12th, 2022 at the All Arts Gallery, 307 Market Street.
Motion by Commissioner Chan, seconded by Commissioner Donahue to ratify. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Next on the agenda.
Application by Clemente Park Committee, Jonathan Cheam, Committee Chair for Special Events Permit for Amplified Outdoor Public Entertainment for the 12th Annual Khmer New Year celebration to be held on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Palin Sports Complex at Clemente Park, 803 Middlesex Street.
Good evening. State your name for the record.
Jonathan Chim.
How are you, Jonathan?
Good, how are you?
Another year?
We missed 2.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to be back, though, right?
Yeah, hopefully
right.
we get back to normal and get
All
everything
right.
going again.
You always do a good job there. Any changes to any?
No changes, everything stays the same.
Stay the same. Very well. Questions or comments for Jonathan? Move for approval by Commissioner
yeah.
Donahue, seconded by
Let-
Commissioner Chang.
How many people we expect to get there on that
We
day?
usually put 50 to
50.
1,000, but we probably get less, give or take, you know.
That's a good parameter, 50 to 1,000. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, it has
Never leave
not been-
yourself wide open, John. That's the right thing to do. Yeah.
It has not been done for 2 years, so, I mean, this is the first time after the pandemic. This is the first time that's going to happen. I
Correct.
expect a lot of people. Good luck.
What, just on the back of Commissioner Chan, so you are talking maybe at certain times of the day up to 1,000 people. Do we have measures of security there?
Yes, so we have our personal security, plus we also have our police detail.
You do?
Yeah.
Very well. Wish of the body. Move for approval by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Chan. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Jonathan, always do a good job there. Wish you well.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. See you there.
You're looking forward to this.
I am.
Applications for public amusement licenses for Carnival by Fiesta Shows. John Flynn, representative at Regatta Field, 381 to 501 Pawtucket Boulevard, Thursday, May 26th through Monday, May 30th, and Thursday, June 2nd through Sunday, June 5th, 2022. Hours for all dates are 1 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Mr. Flynn joining us on
I
Zoom.
do not see him.
All right, why don't we wait till the end of the agenda, and then we'll see if he's here. How's that?
Okay.
Next on the agenda.
Hearing regarding the application of Serve First Corporation doing business as Good Thymes Family Restaurant. Kate Tibbetts, proposed license manager for transfer of an all-alcoholics beverage restaurant license and new common fiddler and entertainment licenses for premises at 1278 Gorham Street.
Good evening. State your name for the record, Counselor.
Good evening.
Catherine,
It's
doesn't
not-
matter what you do
yeah.
there. Just hold it if you have to.
Good evening, Attorney Catherine Flood here on behalf of Serve First Corporation pertaining to the transfer of a liquor license at 1278 Gorham Street, which is Good Times Family Restaurant. Here with me tonight is Kate. She is the current manager of the restaurant, and she is the proposed manager on the application. Before I begin tonight, I would like to ask to amend the application to include 400 square feet of outside dining area which is located on the Gorham side, and it's enclosed by a rock wall.
Yep.
The current liquor license is held by QSC Restaurant Management Group, which is James Booton. He has owned and operated the restaurant for several years. The petition is to transfer it to the employees that are currently working there. They have formed the current corporation. Kate is one of them. We have Derek and we have Che. Kate has been employed by Good Times Restaurant. She started out as a hostess, and she is now the manager. She has been there approximately 10 years. Derek has been there for approximately 17 years, and Che and Jim Booton go back to when they both worked at Wendy's. They are experienced. They know the restaurant. Kate and Derek, I believe, have taken the serve course for alcohol service. Jim is going to stay on for a period to work with them just so they can do the management of the restaurant that he's been handling.
She was actually my waitress at one time. You did a great job. I think I left you a 10% tip that night. Just kidding. Counselor, so this is just a pure transfer. So you had mentioned, so when the employees are going to be part of the...
So Jim Booton's ready to move on. He has done this a long time.
Sure has.
People have been loyal employees and worked for him.
Yeah.
So his goal is to transfer the license to them, to their corporation, and give the business to them
Very good.
as, for their loyalty.
Very well.
They're going to take over and they'll operate it on their own.
Okay. Questions or comments from the board? It's one of the most respected establishments in the city. They've done a great job there, and I know you've been an employee there for a long time, and I'm sure you're going to continue the professionalism and the respect of the city that Good Times has brought. I mean, there's always, when you say, where should you go for a good meal, a lot of people just say Good Times. So I'm glad that it's being put in some good hands, and I think this is going to be, kudos to Mr. Booton as well. I mean, he did a great job. So do we have any questions or comments, or what is the wish of the body?
I just want to comment. I want to tell Catherine Flood to thank Mr. Booton for this. It's a great opportunity for the employees and very generous of him. And we're very happy it's remaining open.
Thank you.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Motion on the floor by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This board wishes you the best of luck, and all the employees there at Good Times, and continued success.
Thank you very much.
All right, be well. Thank you, Catherine.
Do we need to make a motion to amend the application?
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Secretary Pires, this would have to go through the city council in order to get that additional license. If I'm not, and there seems to be a guy here that might know something about that who's here. But Councilor Noon, would that go in front of the city council as well for an approval? Very good. Yep. Step up to the podium, Councilor.
Kate, Chia is Cambodian American. By the way, Chia is graduate of Low High School, and he was the state wrestling champion for the Low High School.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yes, if you remember, years ago, and he went on to UMass Lowell and graduated from UMass Lowell, and then from there, off and on, he was working in the bank for a while, and he cannot resist coming back to the Good Time place, and now he's happy that he was along with his partner, the ownership of the Good Time restaurant. So I thank you, the commissioner and the chairman, for supporting this. I do the other end of helping, making sure that happens.
Very well. Appreciate your presence here, Councilor Noon. So we'll make sure, Attorney Flood, that this is brought forth to... John, is it all come in front of the city council all at once, all the restaurants, when they want the outside dining for all the way to November 1st, or is it?
I don't know.
All right, it does have to go in front of the city council.
does,
I do know
yes,
that, so
it
let's
does.
make sure that happens. We'll amend it to that. The vote will be that we amend it for 400 square feet of additional outside dining as well, all right?
Did you want to have a hearing?
It won't matter how long I'm on this board, I'll forget to always do this. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. At this time, anybody like to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition. Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor? Please say no. In favor? In favor? That portion of the public hearing is closed. Motion on the floor by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Wish you well. Commissioner Noon, thanks for, Councilor Noon, thanks for being here as well. All right, bye-bye.
Application by Merrimack Repertory Theater, John Dyson, house manager, for special one-day license to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only for 15 performances of Back Together Again, the music of Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, 16 performances of Best Summer Ever, and 16 performances of Woody Says, the life and music of Woody Guthrie, at Lowell Memorial Auditorium, 50 East Merrimack Street.
Good evening. State your name for the record.
John Dyson.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm very good.
Good? Getting busy here?
Open to.
Very well, very well. Always do a good job. Questions or comments for Mr. Dyson, please? Move approval by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? John, do a good job as always, all right?
Thank you very much. Hope to
All right.
see you, Jess.
All right, take care.
Option to continue discussion regarding promoter licenses.
Commissioner Donahue, like to take the floor?
Thank you. Thank you. I know that we've had a few discussions on this, and the more you get into looking at what is a promoter, the more problems I'm seeing about defining it, number one. And number two, if we start changing it, I think we should be looking at more responsibility on the owners of the licensed establishments. Let them come before us and prove that they, in fact, have hired someone, and they will give us a history of the promoter, what they are promoting, and what they will be doing. Because I think the first reason that we're bringing this up is, and the purpose of this is just to promote public safety. We want to know on those unusual events that bring in large numbers of people, that there is a plan for safety, as well as notifying the city that there's going to be extra people in the city, there's going to be some type of event that's going to draw a large crowd. So I think that's the purpose of it, and I'm wondering, getting away from who the promoter is, letting that be the responsibility of the owner who is going to be bringing in someone. The owner should notify us that they are going to have a special event. And those are my initial thoughts, but as I said, I've gone through Black's Law Dictionary, I've gone through a couple of other dictionaries looking for a promoter.
And I know you're not lying, Joe.
It's very difficult to do. So I think we're going to need a little help if we feel that we want to put this in play. And I think there's just the idea of putting the pub crawl as part of a promotion, if it's going to be promoted, that some people, bars are gonna have to apply for 2 permits, the pub crawl and the event.
In the event.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So I think we're gonna need a little help with the definition of a promoter, and then I think we narrow the scope of it. I also looked online at the city of Boston, and I couldn't find that they even define a promoter in their regs
They actually do for sporting events.
for sporting events,
And
which is,
this
go ahead.
state defines a promoter for swap meets. I can't think of the New England term for it.
Flea market?
Flea market, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's wildly different depending on the municipality. And I couldn't find one similar to ours yet
In the state.
in the state. I'm
Yeah.
not looking at other states
Yeah,
because
no. Yeah, I thought it was interesting when I saw Boston didn't have anything. But I just wanted, I think the promoter idea is good, so that public safety has a handle on who's coming into the city. If it's gonna be a large crowd, we wanna make sure that there is proper security. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Donahue. Commissioner Krieger?
Yes, sir. I see Commissioner Donahue's point, but when we get to a pub crawl, I wonder, wouldn't it be better to have a single, is locus the right word, or focus, of this thing? And that would be the promoter as opposed to the individual pubs. If something goes wrong, do we hold all the pubs responsible, or do we go to the promoter and say, you didn't do this right? So I'm sort of two minds about this at this time, but I think it's well worth exploring and making sure that we do a good job. My number one item, I have 5 items when I'm on this board, is my number one is the people need to enjoy themselves. Otherwise, they're not coming. So we need to work a little bit on this. But I appreciate the research you've done. Thanks.
Commissioner Howe.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Commissioner Donahue. I think the onus should be on the bars, so I agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner
I
Chan?
agree with that.
So how do we want to frame this, Joe?
Well, I'm thinking that,
And I think we're all in agreement with your assessment. I'm just wondering how to frame this into the low license regulations.
well, I know this is a busy time for the city, but I think we're gonna have to sit, or some of us would have to sit with the solicitor's office, just see if we can get a little help from them in defining our idea. I think we know we want it just so that we're keeping an eye on things that could get out of control.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be interfering in any of the businesses at the same time. I think it's more just, let us know when you're doing something big, so we can,
No, I got you.
and the safety, public safety can be aware of it.
I kind of like your idea, with getting an opinion from the law office. John, what you've listened to from the commissioners, could you bring forth to maybe Assistant Solicitor Janess and kind of get what she's thinking and kind of get a framework of how we want to put this down on paper, I guess?
Absolutely.
And then come back to us, and then let's put this to bed. But I think Commissioner Donahue's done quite a bit of work here, and I think we're all in agreement that this is the way it should be, at different levels, with the owner of the establishment, the onus of responsibility being on them, and more or less just keeping the commission informed when something like an event of a certain amount is coming to town. And at least, they're doing their due diligence with police detail or whatever that may be, but I appreciate Commissioner Donahue's work, and maybe we can at least get the city solicitors or the assistant city solicitors' opinion, and then go from there and bring it forth to us, and then we can talk about their opinion. How's that?
I think that's great.
Okay? Why don't we do that?
Very happy. Thank
Good.
you.
I don't think we need a motion or anything. I think we're good with that, John.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Anybody else have any further thing to say on that? Okay. At this point, Commissioner Howe, motion to adjourn, seconded by Commissioner Chan.
Is there any chance?
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Showed
Oh,
up?
Mr. Flynn, I apologize, that.
Mr. Flynn is still not here. So,
Do we have a cell phone number for him?
Should we be worried about this, John?
it's still off for another 2 months, I think,
Not till May, so
month and a half.
tell Mr. Flynn,
Good.
tell Mr. Flynn to come and see us in a couple of weeks, how's that?
Yep.
All right? Motion on the floor by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Chan to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Aye.
Recording stopped.